The 1965 United States of America quarter dollar, without any mint mark, is a coin that collectors are always searching for, and its value in today's market can range from $1 to $25 in fine condition, and even higher if special errors or rare varieties are found. This coin, although common at first glance, carries a deep history that connects directly to one of the biggest changes in American coinage. The value begins with understanding why the 1965 quarter is so special, why there is no mint mark on it, and how a simple everyday coin can turn into something worth real money, depending on its condition, metal composition, and hidden striking mistakes that collectors pay huge premiums for. In the year 1965, the United States Mint was in the middle of a massive coin shortage, and silver prices were rising fast. Before 1965, quarters were made of 90% silver, and that gave them intrinsic value. Because silver was increasing in price, people began hoarding coins, especially silver quarters, dimes, and half dollars. This shortage forced the mint to redesign the coinage composition from silver to a copper-nickel-clad metal. That major change is the very reason why the 1965 quarter, without a mint mark, became the first quarter of the modern clad series. When you hold a 1965 quarter in your hand, you're holding the first chapter of a new era. And because of this historic shift, even a basic fine condition example has a collector value that goes beyond its face value. Now, the interesting detail is that the 1965 quarter does not have a mint mark at all. Normally, coins made in Denver have a D mint mark, and coins made in Philadelphia traditionally had no mint mark. But during this transition period, the mint stopped using mint marks entirely from 1965 to 1967. They did this to prevent people from hoarding specific mint strikes. Because of this, all 1965 quarters have no mint mark, even though millions were minted. But the reason collectors still look for them is because some rare 1965 quarters were accidentally struck on leftover 90% silver planchets from 1964. These era coins are extremely valuable, reaching thousands of dollars in auctions. But even a normal-clad 1965 quarter in fine condition has a value of $1 to $25 depending on condition, eye appeal, and whether it has any light-striking errors or die cracks. When we talk about the coin in fine condition, we're referring to a grade where the details are still visible. Washington's hairlines show moderate wear, the rims are clear, and the Liberty, and in God we trust inscriptions are readable. A fine condition 1965 quarter will not look new, but it still retains enough detail to attract collector interest. Many people misunderstand the value, thinking that a 1965 quarter must be worth hundreds automatically, but the truth is that the value starts small and increases with rarity, special errors, and preservation. So the real potential comes from close inspection, searching for those hidden features that only knowledgeable collectors recognize. The coin itself features the portrait of George Washington on the obverse, designed by John Flanagan. The word Liberty appears at the top, In God We Trust on the left, the year 1965 at the bottom. The reverse shows the majestic eagle with outstretched wings perched on a bundle of arrows, symbolizing readiness and strength, with olive branches beneath symbolizing peace. This iconic design was used from 1932 to 1998 and remains one of the most famous American coin designs in the world. Now the story becomes more fascinating when we talk about the errors. Some 1965 quarters were mistakenly struck on silver blanks meant for 1964 quarters. These era coins weigh around 6.25 grams, unlike the normal clad weight of 5.67 grams. These rare silver-struck 1965 quarters have sold for $7,000, $10,000, even up to $14,000 in top condition. That is why collectors still check every single 1965 quarter that comes into their hands. They hope to find the silver transitional era, which is like a hidden treasure in pocket change. Some collectors even found theirs in old jars, drawers, and coin rolls. Other errors include off-center strikes, double dies, broad strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, and misaligned dies. A simple fine-condition error coin can easily jump to $50, $100, or more depending on the intensity of the error. And because the 1965 quarter was made during a period of massive production, mistakes happened often. The mint was under pressure to produce billions of coins as quickly as possible, and that high-speed production always increases the chances of rare errors. The value in today's market also depends on collector demand, online sales trends, and the general interest in transitional coinage. Many coin collectors focus specifically on the years 1964, 1965, and 1966 because these were the years of the silver-to-clad transition, making them historically significant. A normal 1965 quarter, without any error, and in average condition will still trade at more than face value, simply because collectors keep them aside. And when a coin has some charm, a little luster left, or unique toning, the price goes even higher. Another interesting point is that many 1965 quarters in circulation today show heavy wear because they were used for decades. That makes finer-grade pieces more desirable because they are less commonly found in good shape. A coin without a mint mark sometimes confuses beginners. They think the missing mint mark automatically means a rare coin. But for 1965, it is normal. Every coin was made without a mint mark. Still, the absence of the mint mark gives the coin a clean, historic look, making it recognizable instantly. For collectors, any 1965 quarter is a reminder of the nationwide coin shortage, the removal of silver, and the mint's attempt to control hoarding by removing mint marks. When making videos for coin lovers, it's important to highlight the simple details: the weight, the rim, the lettering, and the metal sound. Many experts tap a coin lightly on a surface to identify silver by sound. Silver coins have a long, ringing tone, while clad coins have a duller sound. This is one of the easiest ways to test your 1965 quarter at home. But weight is the most accurate. A silver planchet 1965 quarter will always weigh heavier. Collectors today also look for coin roll hunting opportunities. Some YouTubers have posted videos finding 1965-era quarters in rolls from the bank. Even though the chances are small, the excitement keeps the community active. Thousands of people search their change every day, hoping to find that one valuable discovery. The long history, the interesting minting changes, the potential of valuable errors, and the unique moment in American coinage all combine to make the 1965 quarter an important collectible. So whether you find one in your pocket, in an old savings box, or while hunting through coin rolls, you should always check it carefully. Even in fine condition, this coin has a value of $1 to $25, and rare error versions can reach thousands of dollars. This is why coin collectors love the 1965 quarter. It's a common coin with uncommon stories, a simple piece of metal that connects everyday people to America's economic history. Today we are starting this video with the value of one of the most interesting coins from American circulation, the 1977 United States quarter dollar without any mint mark, a coin that many collectors overlook, but one that still carries a surprising amount of collectible demand. In the fine condition category, a normal 1977 quarter without mint mark generally ranges between 35 cents to $1.50, and in very fine or extra fine condition, it can go up to $2 to $4, while higher grade uncirculated pieces can move further into the $15 to $45 range depending on the strike quality, luster, and surface preservation. And if you find a certified high-grade MS66 or MS67 example, the value can jump much higher, sometimes touching $150 to $450, making this common year coin unexpectedly desirable for many modern coin collectors. Now with that value in mind, let's begin a long deep dive into the story, history, characteristics, and hidden factors that determine the worth of the 1977 quarter without a mint mark. The 1977 quarter is part of the long-running Washington Quarter series, which began in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. By the time 1977 arrived, the coin had already been circulating for decades, yet each year brings its own variations, strike differences, and minting characteristics that give collectors a reason to study even the most ordinary-looking coins. The absence of a mint mark on a 1977 quarter means that the coin was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, which at that time did not place a mint mark on the quarters it produced. Many people mistakenly assume that a missing mint mark always indicates rarity, but for the 1977 quarter, the no mint mark variation is actually the normal version. Still, the condition and any unusual die features can dramatically change the collectible value. Collectors often pay attention to the fine details that casual users of coins would never notice. For example, the sharpness of Washington's hair, the clarity of the lettering, the strength of the eagle's feathers on the reverse, and the shine of the original mint luster all contribute to the grade and desirability. In fine condition, the hair details appear worn, the eagle's wings are moderately faded, and the overall surface may show signs of age, circulation marks, and handling. However, even in such circulated states, the 1977 no-mint mark quarter remains a collectible piece because it represents a period before major design changes and before the introduction of state and national park series, making it a part of the classic era of American coinage. Now, when we talk about the market value of a 1977 quarter, we should understand that the market is influenced by multiple factors such as collector demand, auction results, metal price stability, and grading services like PCGS and NGC. Although the quarter is made of copper-nickel clad rather than silver, collectors still value it for its design consistency and for the opportunity to complete year-by-year quarter collections. Coins in better conditions are becoming scarcer because most 1977 quarters have heavily circulated for decades. That is why when a coin with strong details, minimal scratches, and healthy surfaces appears, it draws the attention of collectors. Era coins from 1977 also add another layer of excitement. Off-center strikes, clipped planchets, doubled dies, die cracks, and weak strikes can push the value far beyond the common range. Some off-center 1977 quarters have sold for $50 to $150, and dramatic off-center errors can go even higher. A strong doubled die example, if discovered on a 1977 quarter, may also reach hundreds of dollars depending on visibility and demand. This means that anyone who examines their change carefully has a small chance of discovering something unexpectedly valuable. The 1977 quarter, without a mint mark, is also popular among new collectors because it is easy to find, simple to understand, and affordable in most conditions. Yet, it also offers depth for advanced collectors because the differences in strike quality from Philadelphia in the late 1970s can be quite interesting. This was a time when the mint was producing very high quantities of circulating coins, and the pressure of mass production often resulted in a variety of minor striking inconsistencies. Collectors look for crispness on Washington's profile, cleanliness of the rims, and completeness of the eagle's wing feathers to determine whether the strike is weak, average, or strong for the year. Another point to consider is the sentimental value attached to coins from the 1970s. Many collectors began their hobby during that decade, and finding coins from 1977 reminds them of childhood memories, discoveries, and the thrill of filling coin albums. This connection often increases the demand for certain years, even when they are not extremely rare. The 1977 quarter continues to circulate today, and millions of people still come across it while using cash transactions, making it one of the most accessible collectible coins in the United States. For those who plan to sell such a coin, proper handling is essential. Cleaning the coin can drastically reduce its value, so it is always recommended to keep the coin in its original condition. Using protective holders can help preserve the state of the coin and make it more appealing during sale or trade. Coin shops, online marketplaces, and local collectors often look for clean, undamaged coins in the higher grades, creating opportunities for sellers who have well-preserved examples. As we continue to explore more about the 1977 no-mint mark quarter, it is worth remembering that the beauty of coin collecting lies not only in the high values, but also in the stories behind the coins. Even a simple quarter from a common year can represent the history of American design, the evolution of minting technology, and the unique journey of each coin as it passes from hand to hand over the years. So the next time you come across a 1977 quarter, take a moment to examine it closely. You may be holding a piece of history that has survived almost 50 years of circulation and still holds value today. And if your coin is in exceptionally fine condition or displays any unusual minting traits, its value could be even higher, making it a fascinating discovery for collectors and hobbyists alike. The 1987 United States quarter dollar, including the 1987 D-mint mark version and the no-mint mark Philadelphia strike, holds a fascinating place in the world of modern American coin collecting, and in today's market its value begins with a simple reality. Most 1,987 quarters in circulated condition are worth about 25 cents, their face value, unless they show an exceptional level of preservation or contain some rare mint error that sets them apart. In fine condition, a typical circulated 1987 D or no mint mark quarter usually sells for around its standard denomination, because these coins were minted in extremely high quantities, with the Denver Mint alone producing over 655 million pieces, making them common in everyday circulation. But while most of these quarters are ordinary, the journey of evaluating one, understanding its background, appreciating its condition, and identifying its special traits creates a much deeper story, and that's what we will explore in great detail. When you pick up a 1987 quarter, you're holding a coin struck in the copper-nickel-clad composition that defines modern Washington quarters. The coin weighs approximately 5.67 grams, has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters, and carries the familiar portrait of George Washington on the obverse with the date 1987 beneath. The mint mark, if present, lies to the right of Washington's ponytail, and for the Denver-struck pieces you will find a clear D, while some coins from the Philadelphia Mint will have no mint mark at all, which is standard for that era. Despite the extremely high mintage numbers, collectors still look carefully for high-grade examples, because very few coins survive decades of circulation without losing their luster, sharpness, and fine details. Even though millions were made, only a small fraction remain in truly pristine mint state condition. A coin graded MS-60 might bring a modest premium, but coins rising to MS-65 or MS-66 show great collector interest, and may be worth $15 to $20, or slightly more depending on demand. The real value emerges when a coin reaches gem quality, like MS-67, which only a very tiny portion of the original mintage ever achieves. Such coins, certified by professional grading companies, have sold for hundreds of dollars at auction because collectors prize their sharp strikes, brilliant surfaces, and near-perfect preservation. So while the average 1987 quarter is common, the best surviving examples are not, and that's why collectors constantly search through old rolls, jars, and pocket change. When evaluating your own 1987 quarter, the first thing to examine is condition. Where on Washington's hair, flattening of the eagle's feathers on the reverse, dull surfaces, scratches, nicks, and discolorations all indicate circulation. A coin with crisp, full details, glowing luster, and no signs of handling may be an uncirculated example. Hold the coin under bright light, tilt it gently, and look for cartwheel luster, that radiant spinning shine that marks a true mint state piece. Use a magnifier to inspect the lettering, date, rims, and edge reads. A fully struck coin with clear details is more desirable. If you find doubling on the letters or numbers, or unusual spreading of lines or shadows, you may have a doubled die variety. If parts of the design appear shifted or missing, you may have an off-center strike. If the rim looks abnormally wide or narrow, it might be a broad strike. If the coin has a missing clad layer, weird color patches, or strange indentations, these could be valuable minting errors. Some 1987 D quarters with striking errors have been known to sell for significantly more than face value, depending on severity. Another thing to inspect is the coin's edge. All quarters of this era should have a fully readed edge. If the reading is missing or severely distorted, that may signal a minting anomaly. Once you've fully examined your quarter, compare it to standard examples through photos in coin guides or online databases. High-grade examples are often worth submitting for professional grading because a certified MS-67 can drastically differ in market value from an uncertified coin someone simply thinks is high-grade. Collectors pay premiums for certified coins because grading provides assurance and consistency. Beyond value, the story of the 1987 quarter reflects the broader context of American coinage in the late 20th century. By this time, silver had long been removed from circulating quarters, making them more durable but less intrinsically valuable. The US Mint was producing coins at massive scale due to economic expansion and population growth. Coins like the 1987 quarter were designed for heavy circulation, so finding a pristine survivor decades later is naturally rare. This scarcity of high-grade survivors, not scarcity of the coins themselves, drives the value of premium pieces. Now, if you are a collector wanting to preserve or potentially increase the value of your 1987 quarter, proper storage is essential. Avoid cleaning the coin. Cleaning almost always lowers value. Store coins in protective flips, capsules, or album pages to guard against moisture, dust, and scratches. If you believe your coin is a genuine high-grade or error example, consider submitting it to trusted grading services like PCGS or NGC, which can significantly raise marketability and give your coin a verified standing in the hobby. If you plan to sell, certified coins generally perform best at auction. If you plan to hold, consider coins with strong eye appeal, brightness, attractive toning, and sharp details, as these tend to hold collector interest over time. Ultimately, the 1987 quarter is a coin whose everyday appearance hides a world of interesting details. Most are common, yes, but few high-grade survivors and rare errors elevate certain examples far above their face value. Whether you just found one in your pocket change, or you're searching through old collections, the excitement of possibly discovering a gem-quality coin or an unusual mint error keeps collectors searching. And even if your 1987 quarter is only worth a small amount in today's market, the knowledge, the process of evaluation, and the joy of collecting are often worth far more than the monetary value alone. So take your time, study each detail, and enjoy the adventure of coin collecting, because you never know when an ordinary-looking quarter might turn into something extraordinary.